The text arrived on a Tuesday morning while I was drinking coffee in Scrubs, 12-hour night shift barely behind me. From Eva, my cousin, the only family member who'd stayed in contact during my 12-year absence. Lila's getting married. Ring. My sister. The beautiful one. The golden child whose life had always been a series of celebrations while mine was a series of apologies for existing. My chest tightened. I set down my coffee carefully, like sudden movement might shatter something. Eva's next message: "Your mom wants you there. She asked me to reach out. Please come home, Mara. It's been too long." I stared at those words. Mom wants you there. Words I'd imagined hearing for 12 years. Words I'd stopped believing would ever come. My phone showed my reflection in the black screen. 34 years old. Nurse. Living alone in a studio apartment 2 states away. Successful in ways my family had never measured, saving lives instead of fitting into their narrow definition of acceptable. But underneath the professional competence, I was still the girl they'd nicknamed Chunk. Still the sister whose presence at family photos was tolerated with resigned sighs. I typed back, "When's the wedding?" 3 months. June 14th, say you'll come. Please. Growing up fat in my family was like living with a mirror that only showed flaws. Every meal was monitored. Every outfit was commented on. Every photo op became an opportunity for my sister to shine while I was strategically positioned in the back or cropped out entirely. The nickname started young. Chunk was Dad's contribution, delivered with a laugh that was supposed to make it affectionate. Bubble came from Lila when I was 10, referencing how I bubbled over the armholes of my Easter dress. Overflow was Mom's, whispered to my aunt when she thought I couldn't hear, describing how I looked in normal-sized chairs. I learned early that my appetite was shameful. That hunger was weakness. That my body was a problem requiring constant discussion and intervention. Family dinners felt like performance reviews. Are you sure you need seconds? Maybe skip the bread? That's a lot of butter, honey. Lila ate whatever she wanted. Praised for her fast metabolism. Celebrated for her figure. Given clothes I could never wear, invited to events I'd probably be uncomfortable at anyway. I tried everything. Weight Watchers at 12. Jenny Craig at 14. Juice cleanses, Atkins, paleo, intermittent fasting. I'd lose 20 pounds and gain back 30. Each failure confirming what they'd always believed: I wasn't trying hard enough. I was lazy. Undisciplined. A disappointment. By 18, I'd stopped fighting. Stopped defending myself. Just got quieter, smaller in spirit while my body stayed stubbornly, shamefully large. College was my escape route. A scholarship to a nursing program 3 states away. I packed one suitcase and left without promising to visit. The bus pulled away from my hometown, and for the first time in 18 years, nobody was watching what I ate. Nobody was commenting on my body. Nobody was suggesting I'd be so pretty, if only. College wasn't a transformation story, not immediately. I was still fat. Still uncomfortable in my skin. Still carrying every cruel comment like weights in my pockets. But nursing school was different. It taught me about bodies, all kinds of bodies. How they worked. How they healed. How they were more than just appearances. I learned about metabolism, genetics, hormones, trauma. Learned that weight was complicated, not a moral failing. That health came in many sizes. That my worth wasn't measured in pounds. Slowly, I stopped hating myself. Stopped apologizing for space I occupied. Stopped shrinking to make others comfortable. I graduated with honors. Got hired at a women's wellness center. Worked night shifts, saving money, building a life that was entirely mine. Small apartment. Few friends. Quiet existence. But mine. Finally mine. I didn't go home for holidays. Made excuses. Eventually stopped making excuses. Let the distance become permanent. Mom called occasionally. Conversations were brief, surface level. How's work? Are you eating well? The irony of that last question never escaped me. Lila never called. We existed in separate universes now, her Instagram perfect life of brunch dates and engagement announcements, my invisible life of night shifts and patient care. Until Eva's text. The wellness center where I worked specialized in holistic women's health. Weight management, yes, but approached through compassion instead of shame. Nutritional counseling. Movement therapy. Mental health support. I loved the work. Loved helping women who'd been dismissed by other doctors, told to just eat less, without addressing the complex reasons why that advice rarely worked. My patients trusted me. Maybe because I understood. Maybe because I never judged. Maybe because I saw them as whole people instead of problems to solve. During lunch breaks, I'd eat in the staff room with other nurses. One day, I noticed a flyer, Body Positive Support Group, Tuesdays at noon. I almost didn't go. Support groups felt performative. Places where people competed over who'd suffered most or lost weight fastest. But something made me walk into that conference room the following Tuesday. 8 women sat in a circle. Different ages, different sizes, different stories. But the same exhaustion in their eyes, the weariness of existing in bodies the world considered wrong. The facilitator, Maya, smiled. New face. Welcome. We're just sharing victories from this week. Want to start us off? I hesitated. I don't have any victories. Sure you do. Did you wake up today? Yes. That's a victory. Existing in a world that tells you not to is revolutionary. Something cracked open in my chest. The support group became my anchor. Every Tuesday, I showed up. Listened. Eventually shared. We didn't talk about diets. We talked about healing. About reclaiming joy. About moving our bodies because it felt good, not because we were punishing ourselves. We kept a shared notebook of victories. Not pounds lost. Life reclaimed. Walked 3 flights of stairs without stopping. Wore shorts in public. Ate dessert without guilt. My first entry, ate lunch because I was hungry, not because I was trying to be good. It felt revolutionary. Slowly, over months, I started changing. Not because I was trying to lose weight. Because I was trying to live fully. I joined a water aerobics class. Not to burn calories. Because I loved how weightless I felt in the pool. I started meal prepping. Not diet food. Actual meals I enjoyed. Learning that nourishment and pleasure could coexist. I went to therapy. Worked through the shame. The trauma. The internalized belief that my body was unacceptable. The weight came off gradually. 12 pounds the first year. Then 34. Then 60. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I was trying to heal. The weight loss was just a side effect of treating myself with kindness for the first time. 3 years into working at the wellness center, something unexpected happened. Our program coordinator approached me in the hallway. Mara, we're doing an internal awareness campaign. Highlighting staff who've experienced transformation through our programs. Would you be willing to participate? I'm not a patient. I'm staff. You participated in the support group. You've talked about your journey. We want authentic stories. Real people. Would you consider it? I thought about saying no. About staying invisible. Safe. Instead, I said yes. The photo shoot was casual. No makeup team. No styling. Just me in my scrubs, mid-laugh at something the photographer said. Hair undone. Face bare. Real. When the poster went up in the lobby 2 weeks later, I barely recognized myself. Not because I looked different, though I did, significantly. But because I looked alive. Happy. Comfortable in my own skin. Patients started stopping me. That's you on the poster? Yes. You look beautiful. Thank you. No, you look alive. That was more accurate. The poster caught attention beyond the center. A local fitness magazine called. Wanted to feature me in an article about sustainable health approaches. I did the interview. Talked about the support group, the wellness center's philosophy, the importance of mental health in physical transformation. The article ran. My phone started ringing. The modeling offers surprised me most. Not high fashion. Not runway. But authentic wellness campaigns. Pharmaceutical companies. Fitness brands. Health initiatives. They wanted real people. Authentic transformation. Relatable bodies. I was skeptical. But the money was good. And the message, body positivity, health over appearance, sustainable change, aligned with my values. I did a few local campaigns. Print ads. Some digital content. Nothing major. Then Ultrafarm Wellness reached out. National Pharmaceutical Company. Major wellness initiative. They wanted me to be the face of their new campaign promoting realistic, health-focused weight management. The contract was intimidating. NDA. Exclusive rights. Professional photography. Launch planned for June. I signed, not really understanding the scope. They flew me to New York. 3 days of photo shoots. Me in scrubs. Me in casual clothes. Me talking about my journey. All very natural, very authentic. The creative director kept saying, "You're perfect. This is exactly the message we need." I didn't think much of it. Just another gig. Until Eva's text about Lila's wedding. I called Mom for the first time in 2 years. My hands shook dialing. Hello? Mom. It's Mara. Silence. Then, Mara. Oh my goodness. Honey. How are you? Her voice cracked. I heard tears. We talked for 3 hours. About nothing. About everything. She told me about Dad's retirement, about Lila's engagement, about their church's renovation project. I told her about my nursing work, my apartment, my quiet life. Didn't mention the modeling. Didn't mention the weight loss. Wanted the reunion to be real, not performative. Please come to the wedding, she said. Lila would love to see you. We all would. I'd like that. It's been too long, sweetheart. We've missed you. Had they? Or had they just gotten used to having only one daughter to show off? But I pushed the cynicism down. Maybe people changed. Maybe 12 years was enough distance for them to see me differently. I'll book a flight, I said. After we hung up, I sat in my apartment crying. Not sad tears. Complicated tears. Relief and fear and hope mixing together. I bought a dress for the wedding. Soft blue. Simple. Elegant. Size 12, down from 26 when I'd left home. Stood in the dressing room mirror and barely recognized myself. Not because of the size. Because I was smiling. Actually smiling at my reflection instead of cringing away. The girl who'd left home 12 years ago wouldn't believe this moment existed. I booked a modest flight. A hotel room. Prepared myself mentally for questions, comments, the inevitable family dynamics. Rehearsed how I'd hug Lila. How I'd handle Mom's tears. How I'd navigate conversations with relatives who'd called me such a pretty face, if only. The wedding was June 14th. My Ultrafarm campaign launch was June 12th, perfect timing. I could attend the launch event in New York, then fly home for the wedding. Everything felt aligned. Like maybe, finally, my life was coming together. Then, 11 days before the wedding, my phone buzzed. Text from a number I didn't recognize but somehow knew, Lila. We need to talk about the wedding. My stomach dropped. I called her immediately. She answered on the first ring. Mara. Hi. Thanks for calling back. Her voice was tight. Uncomfortable. What's wrong? Is the wedding still happening? Yes. It's just. Mom told me you were coming. She invited me. I thought you'd be happy. I am. It's just complicated. The photos are really important to us. Professional photographer. Everything needs to be perfect. Silence. I understood where this was going but made her say it. I need you to understand something, Lila continued. This is my day. My perfect day. And I need everything to look cohesive. Cohesive. Yes. The wedding party, the family photos, everything has been carefully planned. And I need to be honest with you. Go ahead. I don't think you should come. The words landed like physical blows. What? You'll ruin the photos. I'm sorry, but it's true. This is expensive. Professional. We can't have you in the background of everything. I'm your sister. I know. But you have to understand. What do I have to understand? That I'm still too fat? Too embarrassing? That 12 years later, I'm still not acceptable? Don't make this about that. What else is it about? She was crying now. Fake tears or real, I couldn't tell. Please respect my wishes. This is my wedding. Just, don't come. Okay? We'll do a family dinner after. Something smaller. But not the wedding. She hung up before I could respond. I sat holding my phone for 20 minutes. Then I opened my text thread with Eva. Did you know? Her response came immediately. Know what? That Lila doesn't want me at the wedding. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Oh God. Mara. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. She told me she was excited you were coming. She lied. She doesn't want me in the photos. That's horrible. I'm so sorry. Did my parents know? Long pause. Then, I don't know. Do you want me to ask? No. It doesn't matter. But it did matter. An hour later, I got a text from Dad. Your sister explained the situation. Please don't cause trouble. Let her have her day. That was it. No, I'm sorry. No, this is wrong. Just implicit agreement that I was the problem. Mom didn't text at all. I canceled my flight. Canceled the hotel. Sat in my apartment staring at the blue dress hanging on my closet door. 12 years. And I was still the family embarrassment. The Ultra Farm campaign launch was June 12th. 2 days before Lila's wedding. I'd almost forgotten about it, drowning in family rejection. My phone rang. The campaign coordinator. Mara. Just confirming you'll be at the launch event in New York. We're so excited. This is going to be huge. How huge? She laughed. National rollout. Billboards, magazines, digital ads, morning show features. You're about to be everywhere. Hope you're ready. I wasn't ready. Wasn't sure what everywhere meant. But I needed the distraction from my family's cruelty, so I flew to New York. The launch event was at a hotel conference center. Maybe 70 people. Media, healthcare professionals, company executives. I gave a brief talk about my journey. Focused on health, not appearance. On sustainable change, not quick fixes. People applauded. Asked questions. Told me I was inspiring. I smiled. Said thank you. Felt hollow inside. That night, alone in my hotel room, I looked at my phone. No messages from family. No apologies. No reconsiderations. I googled Lila's wedding hashtag out of masochism. Found photos from her bachelorette party. Her and her friends. Beautiful people in beautiful places. I closed the app and tried to sleep. The morning of June 12th, I woke up to my phone vibrating non-stop. Dozens of notifications. Hundreds. Confused, I opened Instagram. My follower count had jumped by 10,000 overnight. Messages flooded my DMs. Saw your billboard. You're on the subway. Just saw your commercial. What? I called the campaign coordinator. She answered laughing. You're trending. The campaign went live at 6 a.m. You're everywhere, Times Square, subway stations, morning news features. It's exploding. I thought it was just print ads. Oh no. This is a full integrated campaign. National. We're talking every major city. The response has been incredible. I hung up and Googled my name. First result, meet Mara Chen, the face of authentic weight loss. Article after article. My photo, the one of me smiling in scrubs, plastered across health and lifestyle sites. Then I saw the video. A news segment from my hometown's morning show. Local nurse Mara Chen is the new face of Ultra Farm Wellness, representing their groundbreaking approach to sustainable health. Chen, who lost over 100 pounds through the Women's Wellness Center where she works, is being celebrated as a symbol of realistic, compassionate weight management. My hometown. The news was running in my hometown. Eva called at 9 a.m., screaming. Mara. You're on the billboard. The one above the florist. On Main Street. Your face is everywhere. My heart stopped. What? The Ultra Farm campaign. It's huge. Everyone's talking about it. My Facebook is full of people posting photos. Oh my God, you're on TV right now. I heard her TV in the background. My voice. My story. This is incredible. Why didn't you tell anyone? I signed an NDA. I didn't know the scope. Mara, you're famous. Like, actually famous. This is huge. What about the wedding? What are people saying? Long pause. Do you want the truth? Yes. People are connecting the dots. Someone posted asking if you're related to Lila Morrison. Someone else commented about your family. Someone mentioned you weren't at the bridal shower. It's getting messy. I closed my eyes. What's Lila saying? Nothing. Her social media went silent. But the wedding hashtag is being flooded with comments about you. People are asking why you're not in any wedding prep photos. Some are calling her out. This wasn't what I wanted. I didn't want to ruin her wedding. I just wanted to exist without being ashamed. But the universe had different plans. By noon, the story had morphed into something bigger. A wellness blogger wrote, "Why isn't Mara Chen at her sister's wedding? Family exclusion and body shaming need to be discussed." The post went viral. Suddenly, my absence became the narrative. People started piecing together the timeline, the wedding date, my campaign launch, the suspicious lack of family mentions in my interviews. Someone found an old family photo from years ago. Me, significantly larger, positioned at the edge. Lila centered, glowing. The contrast was stark. Comments, "This is heartbreaking. Imagine being excluded from your sister's wedding while becoming the face of a national campaign." The irony is devastating. I didn't comment. Didn't confirm anything. But silence spoke loudly enough. My phone rang. Mom. I didn't answer. Text from Dad, "You need to make a statement. This is affecting Lila." I turned my phone off. June 14th, Lila's wedding day. I stayed in my apartment in Scrubs after a night shift, drinking coffee, trying not to look at social media. Eva sent photos anyway. The venue. Beautiful. Elegant. Everything Lila had wanted. Then, "You need to see this." A photo of the hotel exterior. Across the street, a massive digital billboard rotating ads. One of them, my face. My Ultra Farm campaign. The photo was taken from inside the reception area. You could see guests pointing. Phones out. Taking pictures not of the bride, but of the billboard. Eva's next message, "Lila's makeup artist just posted your campaign photo." Caption, "Now that's real beauty. This is chaos." I should have felt vindicated. Should have felt the satisfaction of cosmic justice. Instead, I just felt tired. The voicemail from Mom came that evening. Her voice shaky, tear-filled. "Mara, we saw everything. The campaign, the articles, everything. You look beautiful, honey. You look so healthy and happy. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to fix this. Please call me back. Please. I listened to it 3 times. Deleted it. Dad's text, your mother is upset. This whole thing got out of hand. Can we talk? I turned my phone off again. The following week, messages piled up. Relatives I hadn't heard from in years. Old family friends. Even Lila's maid of honor sent a DM, I'm sorry for how you were treated. You deserved better. But not Lila. She stayed silent. 2 weeks after the wedding, I got an email. From Lila. Subject line, can we talk? I opened it. Mara. I know you probably hate me. I would hate me too. What I said was unforgivable. I was so focused on having the perfect wedding that I forgot what actually matters. You're my sister. You should have been there. I'm sorry. I wish you'd told us about the campaign. About everything you'd accomplished. Maybe things would have been different. Can we start over? Love, Lila. I read it 5 times. Felt the familiar pull to forgive, to smooth things over, to make everyone comfortable. Then I typed back. Lila. I tried for years. Called on birthdays. Sent Christmas cards. Reached out. You never responded. When I finally stopped trying, suddenly I was the one who abandoned the family. I didn't tell you about the campaign because I wanted you to want me there for me, not for how I looked. That was the test. You failed. I don't hate you. But I don't trust you either. Maybe someday. But not today. Mara. Send. The campaign continued building momentum. I did interviews, carefully avoiding family drama, focusing on health, body positivity, sustainable change. But people asked anyway. Why weren't you at your sister's wedding? Has your family reached out? How does it feel to succeed while being rejected? I gave vague answers. Family is complicated. I'm focused on my work. This isn't about revenge. But one interviewer pushed harder. National morning show. Live audience. Mara, you've become a symbol of transformation and resilience. But many people are wondering about your family situation. Can you address that? I paused. Thought about deflecting. Then decided truth mattered more. My sister uninvited me from her wedding because she was worried I'd ruin the photos. She told me that directly. My parents supported that decision. That hurt more than any childhood nickname or comment about my weight. Not because of what it said about my appearance, but because of what it said about my worth to them. The audience was silent. But here's what I learned. You don't owe anyone your transformation. Not family. Not friends. Not strangers on the internet. You change for yourself or you don't change at all. And whether they celebrate you or reject you doesn't change your value. Standing ovation. The clip went viral. 20 million views in 3 days. 3 months after the wedding, Ultrafarm asked me to speak at a wellness summit. In my hometown. I almost said no. Too complicated. Too painful. But then I thought about the girl who'd left 12 years ago. Who'd promised herself she wouldn't come back until she was someone worth missing. I accepted. The venue was downtown. Same city where Lila had gotten married. Same streets I'd walked as the fat sister. Eva came. Sat front row. Crying before I even started speaking. I talked about shame. About healing. About reclaiming your life from people who tried to make you small. For most of my life, I believed my body was wrong. That I was wrong. That I needed to earn love by becoming acceptable. But the truth is simpler and harder. You're already acceptable. You're already enough. The people who can't see that are the ones with the problem, not you. The applause was thunderous. Afterward, people lined up. Shared stories. Cried. Thanked me. And at the back of the line, half hidden, Lila. We stood in the emptying venue. Just us. Eva had given us space. You came, I said. I wasn't invited, but I came anyway. She smiled sadly. Ironic, right? What do you want, Lila? To apologize. Really apologize. Not the email kind. The standing in front of you kind. I waited. I was cruel. Unforgivably cruel. And I can't take it back. Can't undo it. But I need you to know I see it now. How awful I was. How awful we all were. Tears ran down her face. You were never the problem. We were. Our shallow, appearance-obsessed, cruel family was the problem. I know. Can you forgive me? I thought about it honestly. I don't know. Maybe someday. But right now, I just need space. She nodded. Fair. That's fair. She turned to leave, then stopped. For what it's worth, I'm proud of you. What you've built. Who you've become. I know that doesn't matter much coming from me. But I am. After she left, I stood alone in the venue. Looked at the stage where I'd shared my story. At the empty seats where hundreds had listened. Forgiveness would come or it wouldn't. Either way, I was okay. With the campaign stipend, I started the June 1st fund, named for the date I'd been uninvited from the wedding. A microgrant program for girls facing body shaming and eating disorders. Each application broke my heart. My family calls me Thunder Thighs. My mom won't let me eat dessert. My dad says I'll never get married if I don't lose weight. Fragments of my younger self, scattered across the country. We funded therapy, nutritional counseling, support groups. Small interventions that told these girls, you matter. Your pain is real. Someone sees you. The program grew. Other sponsors joined. Within a year, we'd helped over 200 girls. I thought about 12-year-old me. How desperately she'd needed someone to tell her she wasn't broken. I couldn't go back and save her. But I could save others like her. That felt like enough. A year after the wedding, I drove past the billboard where my campaign had appeared during Lila's reception. It was advertising something else now, car insurance, maybe. But I pulled over anyway. Sat in my car looking at it. A year ago, that billboard had represented vindication. Cosmic justice. Proof that I'd succeeded while they'd rejected me. Now it just represented a moment. One moment in a much longer story. I thought about Lila. We'd texted occasionally. Careful, distant conversations. She was in therapy, working through her own issues with appearance and self-worth. I hoped it helped. Mom and I talked monthly now. Surface level mostly, but warmer. She'd apologized, carefully, incompletely. I'd accepted, cautiously, without fully trusting. Dad sent cards on holidays. Small gestures that probably cost him more than he'd admit. We weren't fixed. Might never be. But we were trying. The Ultra Farm contract ended after 2 years. I'd done what they'd hired me for, put a real face on wellness, sparked conversations about sustainable health, inspired people to choose self-compassion over self-punishment. Other opportunities came. Book deals. Speaking tours. Consulting work. I took some. Turned down others. Kept working as a nurse, that grounded me. Reminded me why any of this mattered. The support group still met every Tuesday. I still attended when my schedule allowed. Still shared victories in the notebook. My latest entry, went home. Survived. Even found some peace. Maya, the facilitator, smiled when she read it. That's the biggest victory of all. She was right. 2 years after the wedding, I got invited to Lila's baby shower. A small gathering. Family and close friends. I almost didn't go. Old wounds still tender despite time. But Eva convinced me. She's trying. Really trying. Give her a chance. The shower was at Mom's house. I walked in nervous, defensive, ready for judgment. Instead, warmth. Genuine warmth. Mom hugged me first. Long, tight, tearful. Thank you for coming. Lila waddled over, 7 months pregnant. Mara. Hi. Thank you. Really. We sat together. Talked about baby names, nursery colors, her fears about motherhood. Normal sister things. I don't want to be like Mom, she admitted quietly. Don't want my daughter growing up thinking her worth is tied to her appearance. Then don't be, I said simply. Will you help me? Teach me? I don't know how to do this differently. I thought about saying no. About protecting myself from more disappointment. Instead, yeah. I'll help. Not forgiveness. Not yet. But a beginning. Driving home that evening, I passed the old billboard spot. Still advertising car insurance. I smiled at my reflection in the windshield. Not because I looked different, though I did. But because I finally looked free. I'd spent years trying to fit into their frame. Trying to become acceptable. Trying to earn love through transformation. But the real transformation wasn't physical. It was internal. The moment I stopped needing their approval. Stopped measuring my worth by their standards. Stopped shrinking to make them comfortable. The girl who'd left home 12 years ago promised she wouldn't return until she was someone worth missing. She'd kept that promise. But more importantly, she'd become someone worth knowing. And that, more than any magazine cover or billboard or viral moment, was the victory that actually mattered. I drove into the sunset, peaceful at last. Not because they'd finally accepted me. But because I'd finally accepted myself. And that made all the difference.